The story of Shedeur Sanders' path to the NFL is one for the ages, an iconic figure rising from the shadows of his famous father's legacy, only to face a series of unexpected challenges on the draft board. For months, the conversation surrounding the Colorado Buffaloes quarterback has been rife with speculation. But one central question remains. Did NFL owners intentionally sabotage Sanders' draft stock, causing his dramatic fall? In a media landscape obsessed with conspiracy theories, this one stands out. While the idea may seem far-fetched to some, even the most plugged-in draft experts couldn't have predicted the kind of sharp decline Sanders experienced. His talent and pedigree were undeniable. So why did he slip so far down the board? While many point to his cocky attitude or the lackluster performance of his Colorado squad as potential reasons, one major element of the puzzle has been largely overlooked: the question of whether teams had legitimate concerns about his skills. Specifically, a glaring weakness in his game could be the reason why Sanders, once considered a potential top pick, ended up in a far less favorable position. Chris Peterson, former head coach of the Washington Huskies, recently brought this issue to light in a candid appearance on The Herd. Peterson, never one to shy away from blunt assessments, pointed to a fundamental flaw in Sanders' game that could limit his potential at the professional level. The weakness Peterson highlighted? Pocket presence. Sanders is undoubtedly an athlete. There's no question about his mobility and arm strength. But Peterson, who has coached some of the most talented quarterbacks in college football, was quick to point out that Sanders isn't exactly blazing fast, especially when compared to other NFL-caliber quarterbacks. In a league where speed and agility often make the difference between success and failure, this could be a significant issue for Sanders. Shedeur, to me, is athletic, but he's not fast, certainly by NFL standards, Peterson said. So he's going to have to minimize what we see on tape and get really good in the pocket. If he does, and he gets comfortable there, which is a big if, I think he can be really good. What Peterson is saying is straightforward. Sanders' pocket presence isn't up to snuff. And if he doesn't drastically improve in this area, his chances of thriving in the NFL are in serious jeopardy. While Sanders has shown flashes of brilliance, particularly with his pinpoint accuracy and leadership abilities, his lack of comfort in the pocket remains a major concern. Many scouts and analysts have been enamored with Sanders' physical tools, his strong arm, his natural leadership, his flair for the dramatic. But Peterson's comments force us to take a step back and acknowledge the reality of the situation. Sanders might have all the talent in the world, but talent alone won't win games in the NFL. He has to develop his pocket presence and speed up his mental clock to translate those physical gifts into success on the field. While Sanders' draft slide may have surprised some, his lack of refinement as a prospect is becoming more evident. The timing and decision-making issues he faced in college won't magically disappear in the pros. NFL defenses are faster, more complex, and more relentless than anything he encountered in college football. And without a stronger grasp on the finer details of the quarterback position, Sanders could struggle to make an immediate impact. However, there is a glimmer of hope for the 23-year-old quarterback. The Cleveland Browns, a team in need of a reliable signal caller, could provide the perfect environment for Sanders to develop his skills. The Browns' quarterback room is far from a locked-down position, and there's certainly room for Sanders to step in and compete for playing time. But to make it happen, he'll need to show significant improvement during the summer months, working relentlessly to smooth out the rough edges in his game. For Sanders, the road ahead is clear. His physical gifts are undeniable, but his mental game must catch up. The clock is ticking, and he has a lot to prove. His time in Cleveland could either cement his status as a future NFL star or expose the cracks that were so evident in college. Shedeur Sanders has a chance to prove that his draft fall was more than just a series of unfortunate events. It was a wake-up call. Now it's up to him to show the world that his talent, leadership, and potential are enough to overcome his biggest flaw. It's not a question of if he can succeed in the NFL, but rather how he will adapt and evolve into the player everyone expected him to be.